These songs, so good. Oh man, it's a Friday day. It's a Friday day. What does that mean? Does anyone know what it means? It means you're still on the starting screen. Okay. Awesome. Save. Close. I think it means we... what is that even? I don't even want to do acronyms anymore. Like, now I just want to ban acronyms because I don't know what they are. What is... Oh dear, there were updates. I think it means know what I mean. Okay, this is very odd behavior that I don't like, and I'll show it to you in a second. I don't remember this happening on last Friday's stream, and I didn't, let me turn on the music, and I didn't update OBS, but it must be a Discord thing, and it is very intrusive and invasive. It is extremely invasive. Okay. It's discordant at that. Anyway, hello, and welcome into another one line of code. He looks surprised as we turn to this camera as if he wasn't the one that actually clicked the button to go to this scene. Anyway, hi, welcome in. Hope you're having a fantastic Friday. It is Friday, the end of the work week for most people. For a lot of people, it is the end of my work week, and this is also going to be the end of the month, which means that my time card thingy is going to be due. So what am I supposed to do about this? This is really annoying. Welcome in. We're going to go to the desktop so I can show you. So you know that I have that thing way up there, up here, that shows who is in the voice channel in Discord, if anyone is. And when they talk, they get the little green thingy around their name. But suddenly in OBS, when I'm in the stream room, I now have anything that is OBS related has this, the scene of the camera that I'm sharing in Discord, and this, which is the same thing that we have up there. And so this doesn't just stay here. Like if I were to put this like this, if I were to click on OBS over here on this side of the screen, oh, I guess I need to pull it all the way over. You will see that it shows up here and here, and it's just in the way. I mean, you can click behind it, but you can't see behind it. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. It was a change I didn't ask for, and it just happened suddenly. Because they thought it would be cool if we defaulted this to on so people knew that it was a feature. And I said, it would be cool if you just let me know there is a new feature and you didn't default it to on so that I can choose whether or not I want it on. Dagnabbit. So anyway, moving on. The decisions developers make, huh? I've made my fair share of great decisions, wonderful decisions, awesome decisions at that. So how are you doing today? Today is Friday, and on our channel, Fridays mean typing with one hand while drinking coffee. I don't even know if I'm typing this correctly because the flipping thing is in the way. I hope I didn't put a space. If I did put a space. Unity Day. If only you were a voice coder. I still wouldn't be able to see what I'm typing because this thing is in the way. And I'm sure that there's a setting to turn it off, but that means that I now need to take some time to figure out how to turn this crap off that I didn't want turned on to begin with. Mr. Falcon. Are you treating it like it's a game overlay? Is that what's going on? Are you treating... Why did... Oh, goodness me. Okay. Close. I mean, turn that off. Skip. Yes, it was treating it like it was a game overlay. Okay, so if you get that and you don't want it, oh my goodness, there's just so much. Your camera is rendering at a low frame rate. This may be caused by high system load. I don't think so. You must be on crazy. Hi, welcome into the stream. It's Friday, and on our channel, Fridays mean that it's Community Day, and Community Day is a day where we focus on you, the community, for the next couple of hours, or close to a couple of hours. We will talk about conversations that you would like to talk about. If you have any that you want to bring up in the space of technology, please, and do your best to just, not push the limits today. I would greatly appreciate it. I am no longer a coder. I am now a bitmonger. So there was a weird thing that happened. First of all, I'm using Norton on my new computer because it came with Norton 1-year subscription for free. I don't usually use any antivirus outside of Bitdefender, or what is it called? Microsoft Defender and Malwarebytes. Those are typically the only two that I install. If I wanted to install another antivirus, if I felt like I needed to, like on Angie, for example, I would install Kaspersky. You know the one that I'm talking about. Okay. Yes, that one. So anyway, the thing that happened that was weird was that on Friday, after the stream last Friday, was it last Friday? It had to have been last Friday. After the stream last Friday, I think, I was working through the remaining issues that or not issues, the work that I was doing, which is in this other app right here, our track services, where I'm converting the stored procedures into C# class library. Goodness griefus brain. And so I was trying to go to GitHub, and when I went to GitHub, I kept getting Norton blocks. It was blocking GitHub because there were bot code detected that is turning my computer into part of a bot network. And I don't know if any of you have ever experienced that. Something about script inf or inf script or something like that. The thingy into something-y. Speaking of, great stream this morning, Frank. Shout out to F. Boucher, aka F. Boucheros. He told us the story of, thank you. He told us the story of where his name originated. So his name is actually Frank Boucher, but I believe it was his aunt, his grandma. Maybe it was your mom. They used to call them bucheros because that was like the bucheros. Um, kind of like I don't really know how to explain those things. I'm sure that there are good words for explaining these things. It's not like a nickname or a pet name. It has a different feel to it. But it kind of reminds me of putting ito at the end of Spanish names, like Bertito or Rapicito or those types of names. So I think that's where it came from. Plus, F Boucher OS. Yeah, diminutive, pretty much. I think so. I think that's the right word. Panchito is my favorite. In India, they are given surnames depending on where they live, so it's more of an address. Wow, didn't know that. What is a cotter? Someone who catches fish? Yes, absolutely. So I didn't actually read a lot of chat because I was getting annoyed by the overlay thing, but Snubble is here. If only you were a voice cotter. Also, hi. But you could ask AI to tell you. I could. Um, what is a cotter? Someone who catches fish? Asks Marcus to Snubble. Frank says, it's a Friday. DC Aggie says, I am no longer a coder. I'm a bitmonger. Oh yeah, and that's what spurred that thought. It's like did GitHub somehow get or was it always hacked where you visit there, you put your code on there, you clone your code, and you get bit mining code added to your computer. I think I mentioned this before, but it is odd to me. It is absolutely odd to me how when I am running or when I am talking to an AI provider, is that what we're gonna call them? I haven't been consistent with what I'm calling them, but people like ChatGPT or services like ChatGPT, Google Gemini, Grok, Claude, all of them. So when I'm talking with them, it's just weird that my computer's processor or my computer's fans spin up like it's being used by whatever it is that I'm communicating with. It's very odd. It was your father. All of that got triggered by the movie Don Juan. Yeah, you should hear the story. You should check out his stream. Ask him to tell you the story about his name. It's a really good story. I'm just terrible at remembering things. But DC Aggie says, alla Da Vinci. And then Frank says, it was my father. I'm a healer, like my father. Oh, that got triggered by the movie Don Juan. Oh, I already read that, and I'm reading it again. So yeah, it's been a fun day. So far, I've been keeping myself busy. I was I really, really want to be more involved with TBD Gamer's streams, especially his Monday and Friday streams where he works on developers.stream. Like, it's one thing to want to be helpful from my point of view for me. These are rules that apply to me only that I'm about to say. It's one thing for me to like want to be helpful and help to unstuck a person, and another for me to tell them how to do a thing because it's the way that I do it. And so I try really, really, really hard to be mindful of that and not step on their toes, especially like when TBD Gamer this morning was explicitly stating, I want to fail. I want to experiment with this so that I can learn through failing. And I'm like, awesome, go for it. And then I'll hear a question that's like, why isn't this doing what it's supposed to be doing, or what I'm expecting it to do? And I'm like, oh, that's because, wait, he wants to fail. He's not actually asking this question. So it's really, really like my attention gets diverted to that whenever I hear a question that is about something that I have information about. It's like, you're not actually asking. You're just kind of thinking out loud, and I want to let you. I don't want to step on your toes. Your bare toes. Um, anyway, so that's how we're starting off our Friday stream. Online, it's hard to distinguish the rhetorical from the literal questions. Yeah. And it's like one thing that I'm constantly pushing for and trying to help, because I call it being helpful, is for people to be mindful about what they say when they're talking with other people. That's it. Just a little more cognition about what you're saying and why you're saying it, and your personal motivations behind why you're saying it and how you're acting. Yeah, and exactly. So like, it's been around. I love Marcus's statement, and I will read it out loud, but it's been around for a long time, ever since IRC chat, at least, at minimum, since IRC chat. There has already been an established typed or expressed way of doing emotes, emoting, not emotes as in these little images that they hijacked. Again, more terminology that gets hijacked, but emoting and saying something like this: jumps for joy. So if we were in plain text and we didn't have all of these fancy little render as HTML stuff, you would use parentheses, for example, for all of your emotes, or asterisks. Asterisks was what I learned was used for sarcasm, at least in the Center for the Easily Amused chat room. And then / the thing is the emphasized word. So something / word / is emphasized, or between two angle brackets. But Marcus said sarcasm should be enclosed in square brackets. There should be an established, and this is me, I love setting up systems that just make things better for everyone, even though it doesn't always end up being that way. There should be an established syntax for chats, for communicating online. And that way, without the body language to inform us of the intent behind what you're saying, we can have syntax that we can parse as humans. Anyway, Corbett says, greetings. What do you think of Docker? I've been finding it useful, but incredibly frustrating. I haven't used it yet. The most I've done is downloaded and installed Docker Desktop on my computer that's being the server for my local network. But I was I was going to try, and hopefully I'm not too loud now that I'm leaned in. I'm talking a little softer, and I kind of see that my levels are normal. One thing that I was going to do throughout the week was to get developers.stream to compile and run on my dev machine. But I don't know how to use, I don't know how to set up Docker. Well, I know how to install Docker now, but I don't know if I need to do anything special to set it up. I don't know how to use Aspire, if there's anything special that I need to do for that. And I don't know how to use Postgres, if there's anything special that I need to do or set up for that. So I kind of just dropped it because I would rather be doing either my work, the thing that I get paid to do during my work hours, or after those work hours, the efforts that I am trying to get going on my local network. F5 should work, but again, do I need to have Docker installed for F5 to work? Like, we can do that today. if it's something anyone would be willing to walk me through, and we can have a video of a noob with Docker installing it. Question is, does Docker require a system restart during the installation? Let me just see if I have WSL set up, because I'm sure that would be the thing that would need a restart. WSL. I'm just going to type version to see if it's a thing. It's not installed. I guess we can see how far we can get without needing to restart the computer, but if I do get to a point where it tells me that I need to restart, then we're just going to drop it there. But of course, if there is anything else that you want to discuss, then please feel free to bring that up. If you're on a VM, I'm not. DC Aggie says, early IRC, we surrounded actions with asterisk, IE tips hat. Yeah. So I is that really how it was? Is that how it was when I was in Center for the Easily Amused? I just kind of remember. Maybe it was asterisk. Maybe it was. I can't remember, man. Like tackle hug and tips hat were so frequent for me. It should have been a macro. Then DC Aggie said, if you're on a VM, keep in mind Docker will require nested virtualization. So yeah, I won't be on a VM. I just want to install it directly to the computer, to this dev machine. So install and set up WSL2 on Win 11. So we should just be able to do WSL install. And then we'll be prompted to restart our computer. Is there a way of running Docker desktop without WSL? I also remember that being a thing. Docker desktop. And if so, does that make it more difficult for me to use it with Aspire? Yeah, may as well get it from the Microsoft Store. English. Dude, just do it from the store. Oh, view in store. It's kind of like the view on Steam button. Okay, so I installar it. This morning, someone, Zons specifically, came up with a statement that was kind of a seed statement for discussion. So if no one wants to bring stuff up, I will read out that statement and see if anyone has any points of views on it. We've had like what? Anywhere from a few weeks to a couple of months of time to experiment with all of the new AI tools that are coming out, the coding agents, the improved GPTs and stuff that are, or LLMs, I guess, that are more fine-tuned towards helping with code. Not a game developer at all, but I impulse bought this morning. Anyway, what is it? Let's find out. Is this my current browser? I hope this is my current browser. Look-oo, making a game in Godot. And a whole bunch of assets for Godot development, plus a 3D course. You can get it all for $25. I hope it's enjoyable. Like if you do end up going through the tutorial and using it, I really, really hope you have a fun time. I hope it's not so fun that you just want to drop development, app development for it, or feel overwhelmed because now you have all of these ideas of stuff that you want to do. Because that's what happened to me. It's like, not with Godot, obviously, but I learned a little bit about Unity and I'm like, oh, I really, really want to make XYZ. But I have all of these other things that I want to work on. So it would be cool if I made this other thing first and finished this other thing, like the Vareth Triadic Memory updater, which is getting somewhere. It's got some really cool features to it too. But yeah, so if you are interested even in trying out Godot, there is a pack for 25 bucks that is $1,600 worth of value. Sorry, $1,060 worth of content that will help you get started. And I'm pretty sure the game engine is free to download and use as well, similar to Unity and all the other ones. I might need to take action in another window. Which other window? That's a lot of stuff that's open, dude. Don't call me dude. Hello? What other window are you waiting for me to interact in? I don't quite know where it wants me to forget you. And if you want to see Godot in action, you can always also follow CannyDev, who is a Godot developer working on his overlay, working on other things, working on his Twitch bot. So he created a bot called Twitcher. He released the second version recently. Twitcher. And yet another Godot developer that is currently live is Sorcery Story, and she's currently doing some pixel art stuff. So chill hanging out on her stream. Really, really cool times. And hello, Harish. Harish. Where's Notepad? No, not Notepad. I'm looking for Docker Desktop. My brains. My brains. It is free and open source. Pretty impressive. It's super impressive. Dang it. Oh, I thought that said requires restart. Does anyone know where I put my USB, my micro USB cable? Are you a micro USB? Why are all of these USB-Cs? What is this? What are you connected to? The Focusrite. USB-C. One moment, please. Got it, I've got it. My mouse is losing energy. Yeah. It is the day of communing. If you would like, I can lead you through a meditation or an activation practice, perhaps. We can do it to expand your creative ability and cognitive awareness. Group self-hypnosis would be fun. It's my favorite way to fall asleep. Self-hypnosis. And I use the I can't remember what her name is, but it's an inverted triangle that leads into a triangle, which kind of just looks like an hourglass, a pointed hourglass. And you essentially do the top part of it in your physical space using your physical senses, and then you do the bottom part of it using your imagination and your astral self, essentially. And it's just the same three things over and over. I mean, it's just a Yeti mug. It's nothing special. I got it when I was working at this place as an employee welcome package thing. But this one, though, if you're talking about these, I love these bottles. So much so that I got two. And I fill them both with water. Ooh. Yeah, so the Yeti. It is metallic. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much, Dukasoff, for the water. Water. Okay, so does anyone know if I should be using advanced setup for this? Or if I can just go ahead with the default installation? So use recommended settings, requires administrator password. Docker Desktop automatically sets up the necessary configurations that work for most developers. Or manually configure your preferred configurations. Like, I don't have preferred configurations, so, but if any of you have experience using Docker Desktop, I would love to know. I used whatever was default, and it's working well for you. I will try that. Thyrovius. Maybe I can find a picture of the actual Thyrovius. That would be cool. We got 2 dad jokes for the price of none. First one says, "What do mathematicians hate the U? Why do mathematicians hate the U.S.? Because it's indivisible." So clever. No, I think Docker Desktop requires WSL. Can I drag this? I can. And then the best bot says, wait, no, that was best bot's joke. Other bot says, "What's the worst thing about ancient history class? The teachers tend to babble on." Kind of like me. So it's pretty much telling me that I need WSL installed. Is that what you're getting from this? And in order to install WSL, we will have to restart the computer. So I'll get the steps started for it. What's the worst that could happen? I'm gonna assume that I want to do this in a admin terminal. What's the worst that could happen? WSL installer. I actually put R. No, not even installer. Wait. Did it actually? I think it's actually trying to install even though I put installer. That's hilarious. WSL install. And then should I be using Ubuntu as my server, or do you recommend the other one that I can never remember the name of? And yes, I say Ubuntu. I don't say Ubuntu. I don't say Ubuntu. I don't say Ubuntu. I say you might too. Debian was the one that I was thinking. And I've also heard of Fedora, but I don't think I have any experience with it. The operation could not start because a required feature is not installed. Is it your mom? Arch says Snobble. And I don't know what I'm talking about. Interesting. So whatever happened up here when I did WSL installer started the install, and that might have broken some things. Because now I have the operation could not be start. Let me zoom. The operation could not be started because a required feature is not installed. WSL, install distro, service, register distro, create VM, HCS, HCSE, service not available. So some kind of hypervisor control, maybe? Yeah, I probably need to tell it to use virtualization. System is where I'm trying to go, right? System. And nope, not system. I was trying to go to install Windows feature, or turn on Windows feature. That's what it's called. Windows subsystem for Linux is checked. Maybe I shouldn't have closed the Gemini response so early. We can get it back, it's fine. Can we though? Why are you reopening these browsers? These are not the browsers you should be opening. Good grief. This kid, he doesn't know what he's doing. $20 more minutes? Okay, refresh. That wasn't too dark for you, was it? What happened to Monday? Yeah, I'm on Pro. But then it wouldn't make sense that hypervisor is required for WSL. Got swallowed up by Tuesday. It was a crazy movie. If you haven't seen it, and you're into action-ish type movies, I recommend it. I'm looking for the browser window that I had the... Nope. It was this window, for sure. But it's not as there. Is so there. How do I install WSL2 on Windows 11? Prerequisites. You must be running Windows 10 and higher, 10 build 19.041, or Windows 11. Use WSL install. This default distribution can be changed. I think I might just need to... Oh. This looks like a feature that might be needed. This looks like a feature for... No, I copied this. Didn't I? It's already enabled. That was a crazy sound. I tapped the bottom of my mug while I was drinking the coffee, and it went pew. Update to latest. Virtual machine platform. That's probably the one. So was that actually on or not? Might not be Hyper-V, but it is most likely virtual machine platform. I'll just do it the way that they want me to. We'll do this. Okay. I skipped step 2. Whoops, what is step 2? Make sure you're up to date. Step 3. Let's try WSL install again. Hey, we're getting further than we were. So I'm assuming it was this. I'm pretty sure I didn't have the virtual machine platform turned on. No! WSL install this error. To fix this, you can do service check. It is not. Enable the HSC service if necessary. I don't think that that's how you do it. And then restart your computer. Mother. Service name is invalid. No thanks. Do you have one that might help me in English, please? I think I just completely messed it up because I typed in the installer. Oops, spoke too soon. Or probably. Oh, back for a few minutes. Enabled. Sounds like a NuGet package. It should be. Mars is here. Hello, Mars. Cowboys used to hang lanterns on their saddles so they could find their way along the trail when they were far from home. This was called early satellite navigation. So, how do I do a clean uninstall of WSL2? No distributions installed. Good. Then we go to Apps, Optional Features, Windows Optional Features, find Windows Subsystem for Linux and Virtual Machine Platform. And then restart your computer. Yeah, I'm so blind. I don't see virtual machine platform. Oh my gosh, I'm so blind. Okay. And there was a community shout out, thank you Stream Elements, for Tyndall. So if you guys don't know Tyndall, Tyndall is a .NET developer who I haven't seen in a while, but he is a fantastic .NET developer who works in usually .NET. How do I word this? I was about to say something incorrect. He has been working previously in legacy .NET Framework applications, migrating them and upgrading them to modern .NET applications. He is able to stream both his work product and a side project, which is awesome. And he uses a mix of technologies, including .NET ASP.NET Razor Pages applications, I want to say, and Blazor. And the thing that I'm trying to get to on my phone that is distracting me is this. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Elite. Okay, so I'm at a point where I need to restart the computer to get any further with WSL, which kind of sucks. It's because I typoed at the very beginning, I'm sure. Okay. So does anyone have anything they want to share? I saw something up here from Marcus, dang it, that I skipped over because I wanted to read his sarcasm stuff about when we were talking about a certain topic so that we could stay on topic. But now I want to read this one, which I meant to immediately after. Reference Scrabble game. Apparently there are words in my dictionary thingy that have no definition, so I'm now showing the synonyms as well. Aha. Aha, そうだね. So there you go, Corbett man. My answer about Docker is it's annoying to set up. Should have used virtual machines. Dope. All right, so we are going to play some Scrabble. If anyone wants to recommend words based off of the letters that we get. We're going to look up the word neuter. Because that causes physical pain or suffering, or great unhappiness or distress. I just did, didn't I? We don't actually know, because we don't ever ask the animal, hey, are you okay with this? Having no imperfectly developed or non-functional sex organs. Remove the ovaries of a gender that refers chiefly but not exclusively to inanimate objects, neither masculine nor feminine. Really? Wait. This, oh man. Are we sure these definitions are correct? Because, like, are we sure that you can use neuter as a noun to refer to a gender of inanimate objects? Oh, yeah. I'm not worried about that then. So if there is a potential for it to have adult content or things that are not in line with not having the mature tag on, I would prefer not to show it. But if it's pretty safe, then I'd be happy to continue going with this. This isn't how Hangman is played, is it? This is very interesting. Yeah, so the only other word that has a K in it. An L and a K. I think that's what this means. I don't understand this one. There are no other words that have both an L and a K. Unless this is telling me that the word does not have an L and the word does not have a K. In which case we could do wench. The word does not have a Q. That's helpful. You have to click new word. Wait, no. Street names for marijuana. Oh. Okay. I don't know street names for marijuana. Zip. Crunch. Trap. Are we sure? Are we sure any of these words are street words for marijuana? Red? Answer is no. Matches my expectations. Click Words API, didn't write it. In languages with gendered words, there are words without gender called such. They give grade schoolers dictionaries. How bad could it be? Help me remember my Talon alphabet. Just pretend that it's an alphabet. You have to click load in new word. Wait, do they still give grade schoolers dictionaries? Is it like a phone book? Something 8-year-olds have never heard of. They're just letters. Yeah, but I don't know. Are you saying that the words themselves represent the letter you're trying to add so that you can say act and it'll do A? You can say bat and it'll do B. Okay. All right, so the answer then is hash. Wait, it's a 4-letter word that means marijuana. Holy cow, a framework that holds the panes of a window in the window frame. Window pane. This one's hard. Why is I sit? That looks like slt. It should be something like I don't know, I-chord. Wait, it's not window pane? Is it window sill? It's what? What? Window. It's got to be a vowel. It's gotta be a vowel. Window sash. Oh my gosh. The inventor of teen voice decided. All right, you guys next. A basic polypeptide antibiotic, trade name Viacin, administered intramuscularly. Ugh, these words, along with other drugs in the treatment of tuberculosis. It is an 8-letter word. Please submit your guesses for letters. 21 Jump Street has taught me nothing. Cootie shot. One letter at a time, please. I think that's more than 8 characters. All right, so we're going. Wait, you gave me 2 letters. Drips in confidently fluid and lays now in puddle on a floor. I said confidently. I was thinking you were coming in here with like dripping, you know, whatever the cool people term is for it, where you're dripping, or whatever it's called. You have lots of bling. You're dripping with jewelry and gold and bling and style. But no, he just says drips in completely fluid. I smelt it. One letter at a time. One letter at a time. So I don't know, Marcus, if you were saying it ends with an I or an L, but the L or I and the A got mixed up, so I can't tell. Just use the words from the boxes. Use the words from the boxes. Act. Okay. Then DC Aggie probably wants an S for swamp. Nope. Any other guesses? Any other letters? So we're playing Hangman, and the clue is, it's an 8-letter word. The clue is a basic polypeptide antibiotic, trade name Viacin or Viocin, administered intramuscularly along with other drugs in the treatment of tuberculosis. It's hot outside, huh? I can't operate when it's too hot. I'm with you. I am completely melted when that happens. Just pick one letter. That's all. We're playing Hangman. Just pick a letter. And he paid me 10 bits for a fart. How rude. I. Sit. Tell me the letters from the screen. All right, we got a hit. I think I know what it is. No, I don't. Vest. Yes. That's a hit. I was going to say Vicodin. Near. Yes. They usually end in din, bin, or sin. Or tin. Like contin or codeine. Codeine. It's a violin. It's a violin. I'm gonna guess drum. I'm gonna hang us. Don't let me pick ever again. I do too. I do too, Dukasoft. And why is K crunch? Cat. Okay. All right. We're almost there. So we pretty much spelled out this word. Now we just need the two characters that usually go in for the non-trade name, for the medical name. Yeah, it's just the trade name with two more letters. It's the best word, or it's best word that works best with voice recognition for K. Crunch, as opposed to kappa. I'm sure I'm sure it should have used kappa. I mean, that word gets used so often in chat. I see it everywhere. Kappa this, kappa that. I say a phrase, I put kappa. Yeah, I know. I'm just messing. I hope I'm just messing. Come on, we're close. We're close. What are the two additional character, or what are the two missing characters from the trade name? What are the two missing characters that the trade name doesn't have that are the actual product name? That's Mike. Ooh, that's a hit. That's a hit. It can't be Mo because we already have used O. Our only vowel that's left is... Oh, true. Sometimes Y. Dukasoff for the win. I'm bad at these games. And with that, a shout out to Dukasoft who just won the game for us. Dukasoft. I like the Scrabble version, but I still want to know what this is. Okay, Code L. Guess the 5-letter coding related word in 5 tries or less. What is this on the right? Agile, alias. Is this just the list of possible words that you can use? Weren't you? You got Nerd Herder hooked on that, if I recall correctly. He was playing that for hours a day, days a week, weeks a month. Okay, so these are your list of possible words. Well, everyone knows that the first word this thing would ever ask me to guess that's coding related is razor. Mother... Okay, so we have an A. Does anyone else want to take a shot at the guess? This would be so Marcus, if you can't, I don't know. If you thought no R's. If you I'm going to assume green means the same way that it does in Wordle. If you think about it, this could be hooked up to, or expose an API to be able to interact with the application. That's what I'm trying to get at. So like what I would do is I would take your code base and put it into my bot and just make it a Blazor page. That's a game page. And that way we can play it with chat. Exactly. All right, so agile should be a valid word because it doesn't have R's, it doesn't have O, and it doesn't have a Z. So let's give that one a try. Oh, the A's in the right place. So it's a word that starts with A and has an I in it, and the I is not the third character. We got 2 options for that. Marcus wants to go with ass key. Oh, it's the other one. Let's see if we can get it in shorter. Oh, I should account for the delay. My bad. Sorry. I will do better at that. So someone else choose the first word. I chose last time. Async. Wait, is that the word that you want to start this one with? Nope. GC Aggie beat you to it. Regex. The R is a correct letter, but it does not have an E, a G, or an X. Print, says Marcus. No P, I, N, or T. Holy cow. That should narrow it down quite a bit. Words with R's that don't have E, G, P, I, N, T, X. There's one. Two. I see two words. That was the first one that I saw. Are we trying it? Wait, it can't be crash. It's got to be the other one. The reason it can't be crash is because the R cannot be in the second position. Or the first position. What was the second word that I found? There. I was like, what? Nope, not that one either. Wait, what? Where did it go? Where did it go? Anyone? Anyone? We don't need to print the internet. I lost it.
We don't need to print the internet.
Thank you, Dukasoft. Oh, I didn't hear it. Did you? All right, I can definitely hear sound.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Yeah. Weird. I don't know why I didn't hear I... Oh, there it is. I know what word it is. Does anyone else see it? Does anyone want to keep playing? I guess I should ask. We still are open. We have all topics available to discuss. If you don't want to come up with the topic yourself, I'm going to read off a statement that was made in TBD's stream earlier today that I think we can talk about. I will open it on a different screen. Oh, yes. I love this meme. It's the one for the regex. Such a good one. PC said it took too long to find. Anyway, macro. Yes. Next game. I wanted to do the Scrabble. I like the Scrabble one. Scrabble one is fun. Okay. I don't see any words. Just kidding. Okay. Does anyone see any words? To play. You must to play the word to be the play. And to go where you go is not where you went. Nobody? No engage? Do not engage. Oh, and I finally see the definitions and synonyms showing up. So for the words that don't have for the words that don't have a definition, you will see the synonym because apparently all of the words have a synonym, but not all of them have a definition. Do you do proper names? Is that in the dictionary? What is a Rita? In the dictionary. No, I need another D. This one's for you, Dukasoft. You should have seen this one already. Oh, you can do better than that, Marcus. You could be you could oh goodness. I mean, this one's giving us a word. But is that the best word? That is your fault. Turd is not a bad word in my dictionary. It's not like falcon or shiitake mushroom or JavaScript, WordPress. Can't believe I said that on stream. Oracle. Anything? Nothing? You guys are hurting my feelings. Because I did the word hurt. I think that's all the words. Unless there are some magical dictionary words that aren't really words, like iru, which is Japanese for color. No, wait, iro. Iro is the Japanese word for color. Just kidding. Oh yeah, or is a word. Strongly similar to iris. If only we had an S. An ancient city of Sumer, located on a former channel of the Euphrates River. Sumer. Ooh, we should be able to find something cool in here. We could almost do hilarious. Those guys knew how to name things. Can we use all the letters on the board or just the R? Only the R. And you choose where to put the R based on as you're clicking words through. So if you wanted the R to be the third character, then you would do that. If you wanted it to be the fourth, you want it to be the first. We need an E. We need more vowels. I think we're going to need a new word soon. These aren't necessarily any available words, hence the shuffle tiles button. So last time when I clicked shuffle tiles, it completely restarted the game. Is that different now? Does it only shuffle the tiles now? Okay, good. Good. Only really about practicing Scrabble. Radian. How's that? Is that a 6,000 point word? Coral. I don't want to use both of the E's though. Refer. Nope. Still need more E's. Refer. Or is that reefer? Wait, no. Just another E away from regex. Why are you seeing regex everywhere? Are you traumatized? Do we need to find someone to help you? Stop. Breathe. Talk to me, DC Aggie. Who hurt you? Show me where the Batman touched you. Hi, TVD. We're going with Rex, are we? With Rex. We're going to waste the X on Rex. I don't even see the code anymore. Just redhead, regex, null object exception. You have nothing to apologize for, TVD. We have not done anything regarding actual conversation. We've just been playing the word games from Marcus's update to the what was originally just a Scrabble game. Or maybe it had all of them. So TBD was lurking since the start, but I was getting some design advice from AOA. They did a critique of Liquid Sky. I have so much to do. That was nice of them to do that on the stream. We're going with Rex. Ragu! Ragu. Oh, we need a K. We would have gotten a ton of points if we had a K. Or a P. Ragu, now I want spaghetti. Yeah. Cool. So it sounds like Marcus created all of the other games, but the Scrabble one was coded. Rex. What Scooby-Doo looks like. What Scooby-Doo looks for in a first date. Uh-oh. Isn't there... Oh no, I'm thinking Rygar, which is a game, right? We could have done Quasar. We could have done Quark. Q's, A's, and R's, man. I'm sure Quarg is a word. Oops. This has to be a word. It's how I pronounce it. Quar. It's a pirate saying. Okay. Well, this dictionary seems to have brands and stuff, so we may as well do Ragu. Oh no, it doesn't. Can we do Ragamuffin? She has a nice... pair of glasses. Arr. Speaking of R, have you seen Rise of Piracy before? Oops. It is a game created by none other than, and TBD's like, bye. Irish John Games, who has been in the middle of a move and up unsettling, whatever the word is, his life. Yay! Oh, where's the A? I don't want to use any of these other letters. We need an A. And Adobe announces increases in Creative Cloud monthly cost. The tiles move. Oh, from hovering. Yeah, they do. That's nice. It's a cool effect. TBD was saying this on his stream though, like if you ask AI to give you a design for stuff, since he was getting advice from AAOA on the Liquid Sky design, he mentioned that AI was essentially the one that came up with the design for Liquid Sky. You're essentially going to get this kind of gray, dark gray stuff. But this is actually quite nice. I like the color effect, the hover effect, all of this stuff. Really nice. I want to use the Z. I know that's not how you spell Hertz, but I still want to use the Z. Aw. We could have done ziggurat. I just hope I'm not breaking any copyright laws. I mean, it's not actually Scrabble, so you're calling it Scrabble, so that might be an issue, but I don't think it is. We could have done ziggurat. Let's make an enhancement where mousing over items sounds like dragging your fingers across the keys of a piano. See if I can make that happen. I don't think I can. Yeah, they need to give me ease. Then maybe Tom Hanks will come across and dance on the U. Was that big? I'm pretty sure that was big. I know one thing. Okay. Options. All right. You can hear it. Okay, are you ready? Oh, it didn't work. I can't do left-hand mouse, dang it. It's a trackball. You try doing your trackball with the left-handed mouse. Adds this to the backlog of all open projects. Marcus says the first two games have got a memory leak if you can carry on indefinitely as there's no limit to the levels, which means that if you were able to get to, I'm guessing it's int max, then you're going to have an overflow, not a memory leak. But I guess memory, well, yeah, isn't memory leak specifically, I guess. Oh, so the one where you match the word with the definition. Telepathize is an actual word. We're gonna go with crosslink. Just because I like getting it wrong. I never got off level 1. Because I'm afraid of seeing naughty words. You warned me that there are naughty words in the dictionary, and I don't want to go through that. I don't want to. To wash with water. Extrapolate. I got fireworks. Did you see that? The one where you bang on the thing and it shoots thing. Is that crossfire? You shoot things across at other players on the board and you bang on your side. Or was that the disc one? You shoot metal marbles. Yeah. What synonyms do you think came up when you typed turd? Oh, I didn't see. Oh no. Yeah, I remember it though. Take on me. Take on me. Sell as genuine. Sell with the intention to deceive. I love the fireworks. Whiz. Pew. Oops. Dramatize. Enter. I'm just going to start clicking on random ones. Reemerge. Pour down. Do well. Oh my gosh, it's like he knows the future. What's going on? You shouldn't do that in front of people. I'm sorry, what did you call me, DC Heggy? Move forward. It's not too late to whip it. Whip it good. Do 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 do. Supplies. Footnote. Aww. I think I'm playing this incorrectly. Oh, regard. Unsanctify. Why did my level go down? No. Why do my levels keep going down? AKA. Do we actually want to try getting high enough level to get the whatchamacallit? Dispel, not unspell. Come on. Ooh, turn away from the wind. I don't know this one. If you're gonna surface mine, you turn away from the wind. If you're gonna warship, you turn away from the wind. Okay. Yeah, I've never heard of worship. I learned a new phrase. So this is how NI works, by the way. I see the fragment of a word and I'm like, okay, the association is right there. Oh, my mouse. Don't do that to me. I almost clicked on the wrong thing. What? Would you like to invaginate? That's a terrible word. It took us all the way back to level 1 for one missed word. What the truck? Enclose in a capsule. Encapsulate. United as if by glue. Agglutinated. You can always ask for your money back. How's your discernment doing these days? Terrible. Thanks for asking. Fondle is going to be a fun one to see. Protective covering. A can for storing tea. I didn't know that that's what a caddy was. Receipt. Fondle we're not even going to see. Actually, we do still see. Plenty of time to see it. Confer a trust upon. Confide. Provoke hostility. Are you going to give me these in order? No. No? Really? I would not have defined liberate in that way. That's kind of annoying. The act of restraining. I mean, I guess. Bridling, yes. Back to level 1. Mother. Ask your doctor if Invaginate is right for you. Do not take Invaginate if you're allergic to Invaginate or any of its ingredients, if you are pregnant or plan to be, or if you are a human with a body. This is essentially what all of the commercials are like. You're not wrong. So nobody had any conversations that they wanted to talk about that were actual code related, software related? Nothing? Nada? Not a thing? Anything? Hey, it was a word about Marcus. Ooh, I actually don't know which one this is. Be contingent on. You baked. We made it past level 4. Does that mean we won? DC Aggie says, if you really have not topics, you can review my AI assisted code. I mean, I was planning on just doing the Twitch bot. That would mean doxing my full name. I could if that's what you want. We have 13 minutes. Celebrate with a ceremony or observation. Mark. Either of two or more related or complementary variables. Correlate. Orally recite the letters of or give the spelling of. Spell out. You can look at the repo if you want. Whatever you would like to do. I don't want to do anything that you don't want to do today on this stream. I could IM you the link and you could clone it without showing my GitHub username on stream. I could do that. Yep. Nope. Acclimatize and bottle up. We made it past level 5. Choreograph. Chap. I didn't know that was what chap really meant. Sympathize. Blackmail. Liberalize would be what I pick for this, but that's going to be wrong. I thought so. I honestly, Mother, I don't like that it takes you back to level 1. Give me a checkpoint. I quit. Did you already send it to me? Unless you IM'd me in Twitch. Oh, I don't have an easy way to see Twitch. All right, I got it. I got it. I got it, okay? I got it. Jeez, calm down. code. Clone. Does anyone know where I put that terminal? So does that mean that I can't put it in the folder structure that I normally would, which is the GitHub name folder? Oh, you're making me break my vowels. Vowels is what I said. cd git, cd no name. I mean, make dir no name. No, I didn't say your name. Stop it. Stop it. Make dir no name. cd no name. No, no, no. Git clone this repo. I love that though, DC Aggie. It's just kind of ironic. It's like, I don't want people to know my full name, but that is what my GitHub name is. I do not wear masks. I am who I am. I get pissy and I get joyful and I get excited and I get down. WYSIWYG, man. WYSIWYG. My name is One Lion. You know my full name as Humberto Cruz Ochoa Jr. You know that I was born in Germany. My parents are from Puerto Rico. You could tell by my accent that I'm Spanish. That I'm Puerto Rican. Okay, this is in a folder called No Name for the one who wants to keep their identity unknown. Now, is there anything in the actual solution that would dox you? Okay, probably not. Well, I do apologize if I pull up anything that is. So I want to know what this project is to begin with. So I'm going to keep it open over here. You won't be able to see it. But this is called, actually, you know what? Just to make it even safer, I am going to view the README inside of the code base instead. Which is probably already in solution items. Hey, thank you so much for doing that. And we did see, or I meant to announce it, man, but I got distracted somehow. So DC Aggie says that his university is hiring. They're looking for a CRM manager, CRM maintainer, CRM guru, CRM admin. Just check out the Discord if you are looking for a job opportunity. It's in the job alerts channel and you can see it there. Okay, so config bridge is a .NET framework or .8 console utility that bridges configuration values from a machine.config or other sources to .NET Core 5+ applications at runtime. It's kind of annoying that you have to do this, isn't it? I mean, I don't know if this was completely written by AI and you didn't modify any of this, but this is kind of correct. You have to specify when we say .NET Core, we mean everything from .NET Core 2.0, 1.0. I don't even know if there was a .NET Core 1.0. .NET Core 2.0 through 3.2, I want to say, and then 5 and up. .NET 5 and up. The README is the README is 80% human written. The AI did a very poor job. Okay, so yes, the way that you specify this is like, we just want to say .NET Core, but then people are like, new people to .NET especially are like, well, what about .NET 5? .NET 5 is .NET Core, but people just won't be able to know that off the top of their head just by going here. Why don't you ask Copilot for a lowdown? Because I want to read it. I remember at 1.1. Oh, there was a 1.1. Okay. So yes. I thought you were just trying to say 1 points at 1. So the features, it parses a JSON configuration, retrieves the requested values, and launches the target.NET application with those values as command line arguments. So this machine.config then will turn it into app. It'll turn machine.config into app.json. Is that essentially what this is doing? Retrieve settings and connection strings from machine.config. Pass configuration values as command line arguments, environment variables to .NET Core 5 Plus, supports exe and DLL, format JSON files for command line usage with the --JSON flag, optional debug output for troubleshooting. Here's how you use it. Here are what the arguments are. Okay, what is EV? Environment variables. No, it is not changing it to app settings.json. The reason you'd need this tool is if you are running both framework and core apps side by side on the same server, and the .NET Core app needs setting values from an encrypted section of machine.config. Or you just want a way to map machine.config settings to .NET Core style settings. Interesting. It sounds very niche, but it sounds useful if you have this need. So the environment, if you specify the EV flag, each configuration value will be passed to the child process as an environment variable. The environment variable name will be exactly as specified in the output parameter, and it's this. Okay, so we have a feel for what the application does, which is reads from machine config, converts to something that you can use with your .NET Core application, whether that's an environment variable or a JSON file. Is that fair? Is that a distillation of what this app does? Cool. So core library, I'm going to assume would be the place to start. And so we just have a few methods. We have a couple of POCOs. This is one thing that it does a lot of. First of all, I provide instructions to always use file scope namespaces. I prefer file scope namespaces, except that this is a .NET Framework app. Right. This is a .NET Framework app. So I don't know if that's even a thing that you can do, but still. Oops. It puts related objects in the same file. I would still prefer to have these in folders and as individual files. Cool. 4.8 for entry points and .NET Standard for class libraries. Awesome. Good. Very good. So your two entry points would be this library and the console app, I'm assuming. Yeah. Oh, and application. So what are the three project types for then? Or application types. So configbridge.application looks like a .NET Framework 4.8 class library. Console app is the console application, and then .library is also. Yeah, so I think you just lied to me on accident. The library itself is 4.8, which this looks like it'd be the .NET Standard class library, or should be. Application also looks like it would be a class library, so I wouldn't have called it application. And we're not critiquing you, DCAggie. We're critiquing the AI that output this. Unless you are the one that made the choice to call this class library application. I'm not seeing anything that makes this an actual application. It was you, and it's clean architecture naming convention. Really? I don't know clean architecture, so ignore me then. I was going based off of my opinion and my feeling on how I would have named this, and I am wrong according to clean architecture. So this is the conceptual application. It's still confusing to me. I still wouldn't name anything that is not an executable, that is not something that you run, .application, but that's just me. It holds business logic specific to an application, but not part of your domain. Got it. Yeah, that's, I don't know what I would have called it though. I would have to think about that in order to give a different naming. Ooh, where is that? My phone just gave me a background of scenery and it looked really nice. Distracted. So console app makes sense. Application to me does not make sense. Love the olive juice. I love juice. Olive juice. I'm using dirty architecture. I'm using make it up as you go architecture, as long as it's consistent within my own set of applications. Okay. I don't know what you were talking about, olive juice, but so that's my first critique, I guess. The project names don't really make sense to me as far as just what I would understand from what this is supposed to be running. I'm assuming this is supposed to be our startup project. So we have two class libraries, one that contains business logic specific to the application and one that is shared logic essentially. So this would be my shared library or just .shared. And this would be my, gosh, I don't know what I would call this, shared app class library. Usually I have stuff like shared client and shared server. Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know what I would call this. Console app.shared? Because this application is specific only to this config bridge, right? Right. Entry point, entry point, entry point. Oh, I don't know if that's even a thing. Dukasoft says, I felt like my current app is all over the place. Probably could use cleanup. Just think of library, domain, and application as combined being all your business logic. I mean, I definitely can, but at a glance, I was just saying that application doesn't make sense, and I still don't think it would make sense for me personally to call any of my projects that are not executables or things that you run application. I just don't have a good suggestion for what else to call it, so it's not helpful. Definitely keep it as application if it makes sense to you, if it's part of your pattern, part of what you're used to. And then again, having multiple types inside of one class file, I typically also stray away from. I do see AI doing this a lot. I have code lens turned on, so they know your initials. But then the structure of the code itself, given that we're in a .NET framework, namespace, curly brace, everything is tabbed in from there. I mean, it's kind of what you have to do. I don't know if there's a way to specify lang version in a .NET framework project. I've never really tried it. But if you could leverage the newer I'm pretty sure you can only go up to C#8 on .NET framework. Or is it .NET standard? No, .NET framework. Something. I would resolve all of these, but too lazy at the moment. I'm trying to look at the thing, but we're at the end of time. But I still want to look at this. I want to actually consider this method for the configuration reader, because this looks like it's the most important thing that this app does. Reads the machine config thing. So we have a manual hard-coded size limit. And again, I'm just looking at nitpicky things because overall the structure is readable. TBD would probably say, and I would agree with him a little bit, that these comments are unnecessary. And this happens a lot. So maybe not unnecessary. I didn't actually read what this said. But here's another trend that I see happening with AI generated code, which is in a real application, you would XYZ. And it's like, this is a real application. Do XYZ. Just implement it. It was super heavy on comments, and it tends to be from what I've seen. Even if you specify only write comments in the code blocks if the logic is difficult to understand and not self-explanatory. That's my usual blurb, and it does reduce the amount of comments. I was just talking about earlier, much earlier. And then the other thing is, even if you tell it, I want to use var for everything, it will still end up using explicit types. I mean, it makes sense here because you're assigning this thing to null right off, or not you. You know what I mean? What do you think, Tyndall? What do you know about me? Am I a jerk? Am I mean when I talk about people who are not here? Yeah. I still prefer to strongly type when I'm setting to null, to use the actual type as the type instead of var, as opposed to trying to cast null to that type. Why you know string? I'm not doing any of this code. We are reviewing some code that was generated by AI that DC Aggie is sharing for us, and it's a cool project. It reads machine config and turns it into something that a .NET Core /5+ application can use as either environment variables or a JSON file, which is awesome. And then you have different configuration types, which are an enum, which if this is intended to be extensible and you want to add more to it, enums aren't the best. You would use a smart enum, which are still kind of dumb and kind of frustrating and annoying. You could use a code generator in that case, but I'm pretty sure these are going to be just like the only two things you will ever need, ever. And what else am I seeing a lot of? That's weird. The other thing that it does a lot of is if you do tell it to use loggers, it will use interpolated strings instead of the string format that it gets by default, that it uses by default. So many people saying hello suddenly when we are getting close to the end. Is this to read the XML format? I think so. I believe so. Either it's a connection string or just a regular setting. Cool. No, you're okay. I'm not on the ending screen, and I'm in the middle of looking at this code base. So it's not like you knew. But yeah, all of the console write lines make sense for this because it's a console app, and you're going to be using it using CLI most likely, using a command line. So console write line makes perfect sense. It's a sign. It's a sign. Yeah. And again, this is code written by an AI. Did I say that like an old person? This is code written by the AIs. And DC Aggie was just saying we could look through it because we didn't actually have any conversations coming up. But yeah, I mean, this is pretty straightforward. It's minimal code, in my opinion. There is a lot of unimplemented stuff still. I'm sure it gets the job done, but it still has a lot of if you wanted to do this in a real application, then make this decision, which is cool if you weren't expecting it to create the full application for you without you intervening. That is, I guess, one like this topic is the one that I was hoping would have come up like when I was wasting time just playing games. It was fun though, but yeah. Yeah. So my main critiques, I'm gonna say it this way: my main critiques are having the same, having multiple objects inside of a single file. I typically tend not to do. It's not terrible with interfaces and implementations. In the cases where your interface really is only going to get implemented this one way for the full application, because the interface approach is great. I love the interface approach because it's testable. You don't need to rely on the actual logic of this in order to unit test another method that is consuming this object or using this object. So interfaces for everything. I do like that approach. And then sometimes the interface is separate from the implementation. So, and there is a test suite. Yeah, and I didn't even expand that. These are what were expanded to begin with, but we'll get to that. So that's the main thing about the library: splitting out the files and putting them in folders that are logically grouped, kind of like a domain approach, I guess. The application, I told you about the project name, just doesn't make sense to me, but it is normal for clean architecture, so I'm okay with that if that is what the AI chose. The model that is being used within this argument parser, which suddenly is not inside of a namespace, does not make sense for me to put there. I would have this in a more organized way, again, with other models for this domain, for the arguments domain. Or for, I guess this would be the machine domain, and then the arguments subdomain inside of it, machine config. Although the entire application is machine config, but I guess no, there are two. There's the environment variables and stuff. So the environment configuration, the JSON configuration, and the machine configuration is how I would maybe split that up. And all the things related to them. And then, of course, the ones that are gluing everything together, which I think is what application is intended to be. Okay, so the inconsistency here between what was in the library app with the XML comments, and then sometimes the comments in here that don't really need to be in there. And then the application project not having any comments at all. Or I guess comments that don't really need to be in here. But no XML comments. I don't have thoughts on clean architecture because I don't have enough knowledge on what clean architecture, the definition of it actually is, because I don't use it personally. And I haven't researched, I haven't read, I only know tidbits of it. I use Berto or one line architecture, which is just something that I have learned over the time that I have been developing. That seems good to me. And you know why I clicked on that, I'm assuming. Yeah, I do like the small size of the files. They have just enough code to get the thing done. One line architecture. And Berto is, or Berto or Berto is the shortened form of my first name, Umberto. Or you can call me Burrito, Guy, Hey You, Person, 11D, 11, all the names. But it's weird though, because I did naturally adopt something that looks kind of like MVVM for the Blazor applications that I've written. For my preferred source on .NET specific examples of clean architecture, go to ardallas.com/clean architecture ASP.NET Core. There's a Grateful Dead song called The 11. It's in 11.4. Nice. So yeah, so I've reviewed those two-ish. I mean, I'm kind of rushing through it because I am cutting into my workday now. And the tests. So I have not looked closely at tests that AI generated code comes up with. So I'm not exactly sure what patterns to look for. It has done a pretty good job of making mocks for things, but it is weird that it tests the database itself. That when I try to add a record, it is successfully added to in-memory DB, for example. But at the same time, that is kind of a good test to have because it is testing to make sure that my POCOs, my DTOs, my view models are all somehow correlated to database entities, and the application is correctly translating them from the view model to the, or from the DTO to the entity and back. And also, I am not familiar with, is this NUnit? I don't know how to check. MS Test, even better. I am not familiar with MS Test. These tests are nearly 100% AI generated, though it took a lot of iterating. Adorin says, Ardalis is a pretty popular .NET dev. He says good stuff most of the time. Cool. Thindle says, can I do the dumbest thing ever? It's so dumb, it's even dumb. Consider what my reaction might be. Consider if it's just intended to be like what your core intention of it is, and then make that decision. Okay, but yeah, so we don't really know. It's a link to click. Speaking of, watch link click. You can even do it in dub if you want. So Thindle, you've been watching anime lately? If you have not seen link click, I recommend watching link click. It's taken forever to load. Yeah. To link click, 2 words. Link click. It's not the best animation style, but for whatever reason, it still appealed to me. The voice acting is top notch, in my opinion, even in the dub. It's kind of hard to listen to in Chinese because the captions, the is that a Zelda anime? No. The subtitles go super fast, and you know that I read slow, and sometimes they get out of sync. Okay, so Ardelis posted, or is one of your 333 followers on um, Blue Sky, is what he was showing us. So if you're interested, check out the link. I don't like going to those types of websites, especially on stream, but that's fine. No, it's not dumb. It is a flex, which is not dumb. It was just me and links. Link, click. Okay, so anyway, we're gonna end here because we've been over time, and I don't want to spend an extra 30 minutes at the end of my day trying to end up my workday. Especially on a Friday day. So we're gonna go here. Thank you, amazing and wonderful people, for your time today. You've been awesome. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, your weekend. And yes, he is MVP. You are absolutely right, Adorn. I knew it. I use IMGBB because it's not Imgur, but I should probably start putting it in Discord instead. That would be my preference. If you are going to share images, is to use something like Discord, where you're just posting the link directly to the image and it doesn't have adverts and all of the other stuff that surround image sharing sites like Imgur or IBB or whatever it's called. Good for quick tests and one-offs. But yeah, I am heading off, but one more shout out for Thindle. I'm sure it's been long enough. Thindle. Nope. Because Dugasoft did it just not too long ago. Oh, thank you, Dugasoft. So still, so Duka Tyndall. Check him out when he streams. It's usually on Tuesdays. I haven't seen you go live lately. Maybe I just haven't been paying attention. But yeah. Check him out when he's live. Donna.dev. App.cs, I'm imagining, is most useful for tutorials and training. Oh yeah, okay. So I don't have thoughts on it because, again, all of these newer things I'm not fully caught up on. I used to be on the bleeding edge, but after Blazor came out, I was like, this is the technology that I want to focus on. Let's just burn through it. Let's learn everything we can, try to make it not try to make it, but just get good at it. .NET run whatever .cs is just compile and run a single file program. Yeah. I did hear about it, but that's about it. But yeah, these are definitely topics that I would have loved to discuss during Community Day, but that ended 20 minutes ago. Started 2 hours and 20 minutes ago, but I appreciate it. Thank you for stopping in. I will be back again on Wednesday for more .NET client work, doing actual real-world projects, maintaining, and also fun conversations with you all. So thank you once again. We're going to raid out. Bet you can't guess who my target is. Oh, wait. I already pushed enter. We're going to head out to BitGamey. I'm going to have Canny also loaded up. I didn't see when he went live, but he did go live. Whoops. So I'll be lurking on Canny's, BitGamies, and ending out my workday. Cool. So yes, have yourself a great rest of your day. Don't forget to stay hydrated and take care of yourself. I don't remember turning that on, other bot. Has that always been there? But yeah, so I post the VODs for the streams to YouTube. They should show up immediately after the stream since I am dual, whatever it's called, multicasting, multi-streaming, multi-targeting streams. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, talk with you some more later. Ciao for now. Enjoy. Where's my camera? Boy. I'll miss you guys. See you. I'm still waving, by the way. I know you can't see me, but I'm still waving.